Samsung Galaxy A32 5G, best 5G budget phone. If you don't want to spend more than $300, then snag Samsung's Galaxy A32 5G. Despite the plasticky build, it's a Renaissance Android smartphone. The MediaTek Dimensity chip powering it offers smooth performance, and it runs games with barely a hiccup. And as the name suggests, there's 5G on this phone. The 6.5-inch screen isn't an OLED panel, but an LCD. It does have a perk though, a 90Hz screen refresh rate. It increases the number of times per second that images refresh on the screen from 60 to 90, giving you a smoother experience. It's a small but nice upgrade. The battery life is even better. The 5000 mAh cell lasts 2 full days on a single charge, so you don't need to plug in every night. The main 48-megapixel camera on the back of the A32 5G is surprisingly great, managing to capture a lot of detail with overexposing the image. As is the case with most Samsung phones, it tends to strip out shadows too much and oversaturates a bit, but this is still a reliable shooter, even at night, with the dedicated night mode. Samsung retains all the little things you want in a phone, like a headphone jack, a micro SD card slot, NFC for contactless payments, and a side-mounted fingerprint sensor. Best of all, it promises to deliver 2 operating system upgrades to this device and up to 4 years of security updates. That kind of software support is very rare on a phone this affordable. Xiaomi Poco X3 NFC, astonishing value. There is no better phone than the Poco X3 NFC if your budget is around the $250 mark. With flagship class specifications at a vastly reduced cost, Xiaomi's well-priced smartphone is a cut above the rest, with astonishing performance courtesy of the Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G chipset, along with an exemplary quad-camera array, which includes a 64-megapixel sensor, a large 120Hz display within a splash-proof body, and pretty amazing battery life. The Poco X3 emits nothing. It has a 3.5mm jack, stereo speakers, a microSD slot, IR blaster, FM radio, and NFC. It also runs on the latest Android and MIUI versions. There is only one issue with the X3, but it will be noticed by few users. Its slow pixel response time may result in smearing or ghosting when scrolling. But as we said, you need to really look for it, and even then, you may not be able to notice it. If your buying budget can't quite stretch to some of the other options on this list, then there's no doubt that the Xiaomi Poco X3 NFC should be at the very top of your smartphone buying agenda. Samsung Galaxy A51, best cheap Samsung Galaxy phone. If you're a fan of Samsung phones, but your budget simply won't stretch to a Galaxy S20 Plus, then Samsung's mid-range A series could be for you. The Galaxy A51 boasts very impressive specs for the price. There's a Samsung Exynos 9611 processor inside, with up to 8 GB of RAM. The software is Samsung's One UI 2.0 over Android 10, and it's attractive, easy to use, and logically laid out. It also sports a beautiful AMOLED screen, with very thin bezels, and a small hole-punch selfie camera in the top corner. Speaking of cameras, you get a quad-lens shooter here with a 48-megapixel main lens, that takes great photos you'll be happy to share. There's a big battery here too, that has no problem lasting a day even with heavy use. TCL 10L, a cheap phone with a great display. A cheap phone doesn't have to look cheap. The TCL 10L features a design that plays down its bargain price while also sporting one of the better displays you will find on any phone. The TCL 10L 6.53-inch LCD panel showcases a wide array of colors, and TCL's Next Vision technology enables welcome features, such as dynamic adjusting the screen's color temperature and brightness. Other parts of the TCL 10L don't live up to the stellar example set by its display. Performance is about what you'd expect for a phone powered by a Snapdragon 665 chipset, and battery life is average. That would be alright, but the similarly priced Moto G Power lasts more than 6 hours longer. The TCL 10L's 4 rear cameras also struggle with color. Still, this is a very good-looking phone, especially if you can get the TCL 10L in Mariana Blue. And for less than $250, you won't have to pay big bucks to add a little style to your smartphone. Nokia 5.3, best cheap smartphone with stock Android. Nokia makes solid Android phones that don't cost too much, and the Nokia 5.3 continues that tradition of high-quality hardware with clean Android One based software. The phone's design is striking too, with a tall and thin 20:9 aspect ratio that makes the metallic-looking body easy to grasp and use in one hand. And because the Nokia 5.3 runs Android One, it will get platform updates until 2022 and security patches until 2023.